From Maryville University Hockey Center for Game 3 of the regular season in league play for these Kirkwood Stars. They are undefeated 2-0 through their first two league games with wins against the Northwest Arkansas Junior Ice Hogs and the Merrimack Sharks. Did have one game against St. Peter's postponed because St. Peter's mixed up their schedules and didn't arrive on time. So Kirkwood, even if they had that game though, is a bit behind the rest of the league in terms of total games played. They are actually behind this Chesterfield team in the standings, who also has 2 wins, but several other games played, has a point in there from a tie. So even at undefeated 2-0, Kirkwood has work to do to climb up in the standings. Get 2 games in this weekend, this one today against the Chesterfield Falcons, and then we'll have another one tomorrow evening against the second St. Peter's team. That St. Peter's team Kirkwood has not seen yet. They did split their first 2 games against St. Peter's first A3 team, but we'll get a look at the second one tomorrow evening. Just watched the A1 Peewee team defeat Chesterfield 5-1 on this same sheet before us. Hopefully these Stars can continue those winning ways for their club. If you didn't catch the Substack article this morning, there was detailing the bracketology look at the Blue Note Cup with 8 teams in the division. I've previously said that the regular season results might not mean a whole lot because there's no bye to earn, but we're going to find out if there is still a material reward for the top teams, because there may be 1 or 2 bottom teams in this division that are a bit behind the rest of the pack. I think we're going to get a look at that St. Peter's team tomorrow and find out if a matchup with that team in the Blue Note Cup playoffs might be worth striving to get that number 1 seed. Of course, you always want to win the regular season, but there may be extra incentive even without a first round bye, but we'll figure that out tomorrow evening. First up is this Chesterfield team that did give Kirkwood some trouble in the Veterans Cup. Played them on day 2 of that tournament. It effectively served as a semifinal game, with the winner going through the championship, the loser not getting a spot in the championship. And Chesterfield led that one most of the way, had a 2-goal lead against Kirkwood multiple times in the third period, but Kirkwood scored 4 goals in the third period to rally back, got too late, 21 seconds apart, storming back, stealing that game and the spot in the championship. So that was a wild one. We'll see what we get here today as Chesterfield comes in early. Rory trying to cover. She does. Chesterfield is one of several teams that gave Kirkwood a much softer look in a pregame scrimmage than when they faced them later and the Bullets were live. Chesterfield visited Kirkwood early for a preseason scrimmage, and Kirkwood had a pretty easy time with it, 3-1, as this shot gets to Rory's pads. Easily turned aside. But that might have given Kirkwood some false confidence going into that Veterans Cup game, because Chesterfield looked like a much different side and nearly knocked off the Stars in that what effectively was a Veterans Cup semifinal. High-scoring, wild game that was, 6-5. We'll see what we get here today, as now Kirkwood gets a chance in their offensive zone. Chesterfield defense does enough to break it up. This one gets into the slot. It's loose. It's to the corner. Great look for Liam there in the low slot. Just couldn't pull the trigger and put it away all alone there with the puck. Chesterfield had initially broken up the play. but Kirkwood stuck with it and got it to centerman Liam Gale right there in the high danger area. Just bobbled it a little bit, and it was enough to let the defense recover and break that one up. So great look for Kirkwood here early, as here's a nice pickoff. Shot off the bar and down, but not in. David's done that before. He does it again today, catching the iron, hitting the bar down, but not into the goal. He did that in Nashville. He loves telling me about his bar down shots in practice and on the blacktop, but they're not working out for him here on the ice. Blake goes back into his own end, wraps it around to David, up, missing the pass. Chesterfield recollects at center ice. Centering pass broken up. That's Blake again. Pushes it up the boards. Chesterfield holds. Kirkwood tries the other side. Chesterfield holds over there as well. Now Kirkwood clears at it, but it's going to go the length of the ice. So Kirkwood getting two beautiful looks at the goal. One by Liam Gale in the low slot. Couldn't grab the handle and pull the trigger. Then David fires one from the face-off circle, hits the bar. It does go down, but not in, and we stay scoreless here early. Leo goes one way, tries the other, up the boards and out. But again, Kirkwood, while they are exiting the zone, they're not able to maintain control of the puck. Chesterfield comes right back in, loose puck. Now Leo cleans it up. You see Leo on the defensive line today, filling in for Jacob Schultz, who is out sick today, leaving a hole on that back line. Leo rotating back to cover his spot today. Kirkwood digs it out. Again, Chesterfield is there, ready for it at neutral ice, coming right back in. Shot from the top of the face-off circle. Easy pad save for Rory. Up the boards to Bryson. Caught in the skates, he bangs it free, chases after it, pokes it ahead. Can't stick with it. Chesterfield breaks it up and comes the other way. Now Kirkwood goes for a change as Chesterfield dumps it in. They chase it down in the corner. Good stick. Blake breaks it up and sends it to the other side. Nobody home for Kirkwood over there. There's a good stick at center ice. That's Jaden. Puck comes loose. And Jackson comes off the bench, grabs the loose puck, skates it into the zone, sends it around behind the goal. Chesterfield back up the boards. Red jerseys are there. Back to the point, that's Bodie. Over to the top of the slot and through to the far boards. Jaden on it, passes it down into the corner. Kirkwood carrying it out, loses control. Here's a potential breakaway. Blake hustling back, gets a stick to it, breaks it up, sends it back up to Jaden. He's gonna switch it to Jackson. He makes a move, one-on-one. Defense does a nice job to break that one up. Gavin back for Kirkwood. Gets it ahead to Jackson. And now Chesterfield coming in. Defense is back for Kirkwood. Shot goes well wide behind the goal. Leo collects it there. Loses the puck. And now Kirkwood does shovel it out. Again, Chesterfield doing a good job clogging up that neutral zone. All these exits are met with white jerseys immediately. Kirkwood now gets control of their exit, but only for a moment. Chesterfield re-entering. Sends the puck behind the goal. Gavin lifts the stick. Chesterfield wins the puck battle though. And the puck goes up into the netting. So Chesterfield making life very difficult for Kirkwood in the neutral zone. Kirkwood able to get out of their defensive zone, but really struggling to get through neutral ice. Their exits aren't very clean today, so a lot of loose pucks for the Falcons to pick up there at center line. This comes centered. Aiden gets a stick to it. Now Aiden turning on the Jets. The puck gets caught in the ref's skates. Aiden thought he was away. Saw that a few times in the A1 game before us. Centering. Defense breaks it up. Now they get a clean exit. Aiden doing a great job on the back check to break that one up. And now Chesterfield comes in off sides. So Aiden showing a couple flashes of that high motor we saw in Nashville. He tends to bring really good energy for this team, giving them that jolt of life this team sometimes needs. We saw him there with nearly getting the breakaway and then coming in back on the back check. As Bryson will try out that same side Aiden was going down. This time a defender gets a stick to it, and it's Kirkwood's turn to clog up the neutral zone. Still a battle there on the far boards. Chesterfield comes away with it, stolen by Sam. A little bit too quick of a trigger. Had another moment or two to try to do something more with that one. This one is centered. And Chesterfield goes up the other end. Leo holds the line, sends it back down. It's loose. Good kick save. It was loose in the paint. Defense cleans it up. And now Chesterfield looks for the exits. Can they find it? They do get it across that blue line. And now entering the zone. Shot coming, wide. Bouncing behind the goal. Now into the slot. Defense is there. Here comes Liam, getting some speed through into the attacking zone. Puck battle in the corner now. Still fighting for it back there. Now it comes loose. Chesterfield ushers it behind the goal. Skating with speed through neutral ice. Shot coming. Scores! Chesterfield breaks open the scoreless game with a snipe from the wing. Built a lot of speed coming out of the back end through center ice. Worked their way over to the wing and ripped a shot into the upper corner. Just a pure shooter shot there, beating Rory cleanly into the net. So Chesterfield leads 1-0 with 3 minutes left here in the first period. Jackson has a little bit of room down this near boards. Puck scoots away from him. Chesterfield takes it back, comes up. Puck battle at neutral ice. Squirts loose to Bodie, pushes it up. Now Will grabs it. Still on the puck. And the puck trickles back across the center line. Bodie's back on it. We'll try the other side to Jackson. Makes a move in the face-off circle. It's coming in on goal, going down. Arm stays down. We play on. Chesterfield digs it out of the corner. Now skating across the center line. Puts on the brakes, makes another move. Into the corner, defense catches up to him. And this puck goes to the end line, and there's the whistle for icing. Oh, excuse me, this is going to be more than icing. We have a Falcon going into the penalty box. So this will be Kirkwood's first power play of the game. Trailing 1-0, we'll get almost the rest of the period with the man advantage. There will be 20 seconds of even strength play after the penalty expires, unless Kirkwood can get their first goal before then. Aiden dumps it in the corner. Chesterfield switches it back around behind their goal. Turned over there. Aiden digging it out. Looking for a pass. Centering. David to the far boards. Tries to get it back to the point. It's loose. Back over the line. So Kirkwood reloads. A minute left on their power play. Chesterfield on the puck. Just kind of killing time behind their own goal. Now coming up the far boards. Leo holds it in. Chesterfield tries to come out the other side. Battle for it right there on the blue line. Should have an offsides whistle there. So 38 seconds left on Kirkwood's power play. 58 seconds left on the game clock for this first period. As Kirkwood trails 1-0. Liam wins the draw into the zone. It goes very deep all the way to the end boards. Now Liam back to Blake. It gets by him and it's a race. Chesterfield gets the edge around. What a save by Rory. She gets the pad out and keeps the puck out. Chesterfield gets the clean break. Short-handed. Puck got loose behind the defense and it was a race for it. Chesterfield got behind everyone, one-on-one with the goalie. Made a great move, had Rory stretched out. She did get that leg out just enough to get the puck and keep this game 1-0. There's 16 seconds left in the period. Chesterfield is back to full strength. They turn the puck around. 9 seconds now. And Bryson will kill the clock here as we go into the first intermission. Chesterfield leading 1-0 on a very high skill goal, just exploding out of their defensive end. Big speed through the neutral zone, moving into the far face-off circle and just ripping a shot past Rory for the game's only goal. But you saw there Rory Murray with an incredible save to keep that lead at just 1. Chesterfield getting the best look of the game there on the breakaway. But Rory was up to the challenge as Kirkwood wins the draw over to Jaden here to start the second period. And Will Dunbar comes into the zone. Jaden has it on the wing now, looking for a centering pass. Had Will in the slot. Defense broke it up. Here comes Chesterfield. Nice stick by Gavin to shut that rush down. Can't get it across that blue line. Now they do. Pass misses its mark at center ice. So it goes the length of the ice for icing. Kirkwood did have a couple of really good looks at goal early in the period. Getting the puck to Liam in the low slot all alone. Couldn't fully get the handle on the pass though, and it was enough of a bobble to let the defense regroup and break up the play. David also had a shot clean from the face-off circle, go off the bar, down but not in. So Kirkwood had a couple of chances, but really struggled to exit and maintain control through neutral ice, as Aiden does here, winning it cleanly into the zone. Turning the corner. Oh, he had a chance to get a backhand off there. Nice move with speed around that back defender. The puck comes up to Leo on these near boards. Chesterfield breaks it up there. Liam comes in to support the play. Still loose. Now David skates it in. He's got Liam with him. Centers it. Shot from Leo. Falls to the blue paint. Kirkwood got a stick to it, but couldn't get it in the goal. Kirkwood tries again. David again across the blue line. Trying to turn that corner now. Puts on the brakes. Finds Liam in the slot. The puck goes to the end boards. So Kirkwood making the early push here in the second period, down 1-0. This is a good early shift here for Kirkwood. And the same group will come up the ice again, losing the puck now. Chesterfield skating in. That's a bar, down and in. Chesterfield doubles its lead. Long shot off the iron. That one gets a more favorable bounce than Kirkwood did off that same bar. This one does go in the goal, and Chesterfield leads 2-0. Here comes Will, quickly off the draw, into the zone, but turned over there. Chesterfield will come the other way. Nice pass to center ice. Loses the handle, supported though. Stolen there by Kirkwood. Bryson turning on the Jets. Still on the puck. Centering, but Chesterfield defense is there. They will go behind their own goal. No stopping there. Nice move to avoid the forecheck. Now dribbling through the slot and up. Loose puck is pushed forward by Blake. Blake will try again, same side. Puck battle here on the near boards. Chesterfield comes away with it, broken up by Bodie on the back line. Puck squirts loose, no icing here. Good stick by Sam. Chesterfield will try the other side. Here comes Liam in on the forecheck. Exiting is Chesterfield. Good stick back there by Gavin, but Chesterfield keeps coming. They go for a change, so Kirkwood will reload out of their own end. Leo skating it up, avoiding the forecheck. Now Sam picks up the loose puck. And Chesterfield takes over on their own blue line, skating forward, trying to turn the corner on the defense. Again, Gavin with the good stick to break it up. Loose to the point, long shot, goes well wide, into the corner. Centered off the side of the goal. And Sam jumps on a loose puck, skates with speed through neutral ice. Dumping it into the corner. And Jaden gets it as it wraps around to the other side. Big puck battle there on the far boards. It squirts loose. Gavin steps up on the pinch. Chesterfield comes up the other side. They send it the length of the ice, missing their pass on the exit, so it goes for icing. Kirkwood trailing 2-0 here, 7:11 on the clock for the second period. Chesterfield taking the early lead in the first period, skating end-to-end with a really nice shot to finish it off, then scoring here their second goal of the game in the second period. Long shot off the iron and in, bar down. Kirkwood is trying to fight back in, looking to cut the lead in half as they come in offsides. Faceoff will come out to the center dot. Aiden wins the puck on the blue line. Now Will coming forward, gets through. It's to Aiden in the slot. It's on the goal line. Where is it? And some big extracurricular activity here after the whistle. Chesterfield and Kirkwood going to the box. That's Will going into the penalty box for Kirkwood. So Aiden had the puck loose there right in front of the crease. It was bouncing around, and now another Falcon going into the penalty box. So 2 Falcons in on their side, 1 Star, that's Will Dunbar, in the box on Kirkwood's side.
Someone said that after we scored, they came up just
all the commotion there distracted from the fact that I thought that puck was sitting on the goal line underneath the goalie. It was bouncing around there. Aiden got to it. Goalie was kind of awkwardly stretched out, and it did sneak under the pads. I've not seen a goal go up on the board yet.
Oh, they have an extra misconduct.
I was getting ready. It looked like Kirkwood was coming out of the scrum trying to celebrate a goal, but then the Kirkwood player went flying, sprawling onto the ice, and the attention went from a potential goal into a potential, scuffle there. A lot of extracurricular activities. They are lining up to take this face-off in the attacking zone, so I don't believe they are going to give Kirkwood a goal for that play. It was very close to crossing over. So it is 2-0. Kirkwood is on the power play. Their second of the game.
In the tournament, there was one game he just kind of...
David on the puck, skating out of his own end, crossing into enemy territory. Now Aiden on the puck, moving in, and the defense does get a stick to it. He was coming aggressively in towards the net. Liam now down low, centering to Aiden. Turns it around, makes a move, off a skate, and cleared to the far boards. Aiden follows it up. Good hustle by him to track it down. Wins the puck back. David goes down. He'll draw the tripping penalty. And Kirkwood's going to have a 5-on-3 here for 37 seconds. So good pressure from Kirkwood there on the power play. Drawing another penalty. That was David winning the puck and going down. So we'll show you the board here. 2-0 Chesterfield. 5:52 left in the second period. 5-on-3 for 37 seconds. And then more power play time after that if they haven't scored. Bryson with the puck low. Tried to get it to Jaden on the back post. Jaden still on the puck. Coming back. Chesterfield breaks it up. Gavin's there. Gets it low. Coming around on the wraparound. That's Jackson centering. It was loose in the paint for a moment. Defense got to stick to it. Battle for it behind the goal. On the wraparound now. They're squeezing close, tight to that far post. Whistle blows with 8 seconds left on the 5-on-3 for Kirkwood. Desperately scrambling for their first goal. Bryson wins the draw. Back to Bryson. Backhand goes well over everything. Jaden's on it. Centers it behind the goal. Back to Jaden. Centering. Shooting. Shot. Loose. It's in. Kirkwood scores. Jackson Lowry cleaning up the loose puck in the crease. Right as the 5-on-3 expired, Kirkwood breaks through for their first goal of the game, cutting the lead in half, 2-1 now. The pressure was mounting, Kirkwood was knocking on the door, and they finally break it down. Lots of loose pucks in the crease on that 5-on-3. So it does appear the 5-on-3 had expired before the goal because the second penalty has also been taken down. There's no more power play time. That goal officially came with the 5-on-4. The first penalty already out of the box. So we're back to full strength on both sides. David centers it. Defense is there. Now Chesterfield skating it out. Centering off the post on the ice. Back to the point for Chesterfield. Makes a move into the face-off circle. Great stick by Sam to break it up. Very strong. Here's David. He'll send it around. He's going to go try and chase down his own pass. He does. David wrapping it around to himself. Good hustle by him. Battle for it there behind the goal. Chesterfield centers it on the exit, loses the stick, so just kicks it forward. Really smart play there. When you lose the stick like that, you kept playing through it. Sam. Now Chesterfield on it in the face-off circle, high slot. Now dumping it to the point. Broken up there. Good move by Sam to exit. Finds David on the wing. Skating in, shooting, well wide. Sam's there on the far boards. Gets it back down low. Leo can't hold the line. Puck comes loose to Gavin. And Gavin clears it off of someone exiting the bench. That could have been too many men there. Coming in, long shot. Now Gavin will come up that same way. Another Falcon exiting the bench right as the puck comes through. So a couple of times, Kirkwood trying to clear the zone up those far boards. Chesterfield door is open and Falcons are coming in and off the ice. Chesterfield does gain the zone, broken up by Will and Gavin there. Will sends it forward. Now Leo switches it to the weak side. Bryson skating in on the forecheck. Gets a stick to it. Now Aiden fighting through. Gets some space in the face-off circle. Rips it over the bar. Gavin on a deep pinch. Sends it low to Bryson. Wins the puck back to Gavin. Oh, he misses the pass. Here comes Will hustling back on the back check. Skating into the slot. Backhand. Wide of the goal. Dangerous rush for Chesterfield there. Aiden fighting through contact on the near boards. Now Will's got it in the corner. Sends it up. Chesterfield wins the puck. Sam switches it. Gavin on it in his own end. Lifts it up to Bryson at the center line. Chases it into the zone. Gets to it first. Overskates it. Will coming in support. And now Chesterfield grabs the loose puck, skating with speed out of their own end, screaming through the neutral zone, into the face-off circle, turning the corner, coming in close. Rory shuts the 5-hole. Kirkwood wins it out of the zone. Chesterfield stops them there. Coming the other way, pass into the slot, but can't connect. Puck battle in the corner. Chesterfield comes away with it. Chesterfield still on the puck now. Finds the defenseman at the point. Shot is blocked. That's Jaden with the nice play. Chesterfield turns it around, shooting. Good save by Rory. Leo now skating it out. Up to Bryson at the center line. Chesterfield coming right back again the other way. Defense is there, centering. Back to the point. And that's the end of the second period. Chesterfield taking the 2-0 lead. Kirkwood cutting it back in half, 2-1 on the 5-on-3 power play. Technically the goal came right after that expired, 5-on-4. But Kirkwood able to mount a much better pressure that period, especially with the 1- and 2-man advantages. Eventually just willing the puck across the line. It was Jackson Lowry finishing the job for Kirkwood, banging in the loose puck out of the paint. But it's been very back and forth here. Chesterfield looking very strong today, giving Kirkwood a lot of trouble coming up through that neutral zone. (2-1) Chesterfield, final frame about to start. It's David taking the face-off for Kirkwood. Chesterfield. Now David wins it back. And Chesterfield comes the other way. Jackson up ahead to Jaden. He goes down, takes a Falcon out with him. The puck comes back to Bodie. And now icing. Excuse me as I fumble with my camera here. Wraparound attempt, puck is loose in front of the goal. Chesterfield, shot, tipped, goal! Chesterfield redoubles its lead. Now 3-1. Had a good look on the wraparound. Puck sneaks back out to the point, and it was a great play by the Falcons, getting the shot low and tipped with the stick on the side of the goal, up and over the pads and in. And Chesterfield back out to that 2-goal advantage. Switching it. Now down low, puck battle on the end boards. Chesterfield again winning the puck down there. Coming in close, makes a move, and scores! Chesterfield winning the puck low behind the end line, and then skating in on goal, coming around the post, made a move, kept the puck, patient with it in the paint, and then once they got closer to the center, able to shoot it in. And now suddenly Chesterfield leads 4-1. Really good finishing skill on that play there. Good patience with the puck, even in close to the net. So, Kirkwood, if they are going to win this game, it will take another 4 goals in the third period like they did at the Veterans Cup in Pacific. They've got a bigger margin to erase this time. Kirkwood was down by 2 goals at 2 separate times in that Veterans Cup semifinal. They did score 4 final frame goals to turn that one around and steal the spot in the championship game. They've got a 3-goal deficit to deal with here, down 4-1. 11:36 left on the clock. David is going to take the draw for Kirkwood at center ice. He wins it, back to Leo, back up to David. Chesterfield wins it there, skating in. Aiden, now Liam, chips it up and out, but back again to only white jerseys. Kirkwood has really struggled to maintain possession through the neutral zone on their exits. They're getting it out, but can't stay on the puck, and Chesterfield usually winning it right back. Here they come in again. Bodie gets a stick to it. Now, Liam's in there on the scrum. David now has some time in the corner, looks for a pass, misses his mark. It's again loose out to Chesterfield at center ice. Off the glass there at the scorer's table. And back behind the goal, Bodie's there. Up the boards, held in at the point, dumped back down. Blake will be there and try the other side. Deep pinch coming from the Falcons. And through the slot, Aiden's on the loose puck, turns it around. He goes down, that's gonna be a trip. So Kirkwood draws the penalty. Aiden had a chance to turn on the Jets there and go for a breakaway, but got tangled up in the skates in his own end before it could get the engines going. So Kirkwood back on the man advantage here for a minute and a half, unless they can score, which they desperately need to, down 3. Bryson can't get the puck back to his defenseman, so here comes Chesterfield on a rush, tries to make a move. Kirkwood gets a stick to it. Bryson comes the other way, loses the puck at the center line, and Chesterfield just tried to shoot it in, shorthanded. giving up possessions very quickly and easily there. Here's Jackson as Kirkwood tries to get its power play going. Chesterfield again coming forward shorthanded. Long shot off the pads. Leo's on the puck. Under a minute left in the power play. Centering pass to Jackson. Skating in 1-on-3. Now puts on the brakes. His teammates catch up to him. Jackson still on the puck. Back to Gavin at the point. Back down to Jackson. Centering. Defense is there. 30 seconds left on the power play. Wrapped around to the far side. Jaden's there for Kirkwood. Tries to chip it around the defender. Blocked shot by a stick. And Chesterfield skating through neutral ice. Dumping it in. 13 seconds left on the power play as Kirkwood collects it. It's in its own end. Gavin, fans on the pass. And Chesterfield wins the puck out of the corner. Centering pass. Leo's there to break it up. Now skating it out. Chesterfield's back to full strength. Broken up by Bodie. Here comes. Oh, Chesterfield wins the puck back. Now ahead, shooting from the face-off circle. Off the blocker and into the goal. Chesterfield flying today with the 5-1 lead. Rory got her blocker to that one, but it bounces off and in. And Chesterfield with a commanding 5-1 lead with 8.5 minutes left in the game. That's Blake on the far boards, loses the puck. Back to Sam skating forward, but again, Chesterfield is there. David in on the forecheck, trying to win the puck back. Up ahead to Will. Again, Chesterfield clogging up that neutral zone. David fighting through. He loses the puck. Now Blake sends it up into the zone. White jerseys are there. Back to Bodie. Off the boards, into the zone. Forecheck can't catch up to it. Bodie again. Up to Will. Loose and out once more. Bodie, good job catching back up to that puck. Here's Chesterfield skating in. Shot goes over everything. Leo's on the puck. Makes a move. Backhands it out, but taken over right away by Chesterfield. We've said that far too much today. Chesterfield now behind the goal. Battle for it. Centering through the slot. Will's got it. Skating it out 1-on-1 with the defender. Makes a move. He's in on goal. Shot. Goal! What a play by Will Dunbar. Winning it out of the zone. Beating his defender. And a nice sliding shot under the pads. Kirkwood gets one back. Their second goal of the game. It's now 5-2. Chesterfield still in control. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Bryson wins the puck at the center line, coming forward with Aiden. Turning the corner, centering. And now Aiden, puck battle behind the goal, goes into the corner. Now out to Leo. Sends it back in. Chesterfield. All the way back to Gavin in his own end. Centering to Bryson on the exit. Again, Chesterfield breaks it up. Leo on the puck. Forecheck comes in. One defender left to beat. Shot saved. Held in at the point. Dumped in. Leo's there in the top of the slot. Backhands it up ahead to Aiden. Makes a move at the blue line.
That kid's trying to hit the
Aiden fighting through 3 Falcons, does lose the puck. Held in at the line, Gavin on the puck. Finds Jaden on the far wing. He's still on the puck in the corner. David's calling for it. Can't get it to him. And here comes Chesterfield. Aiden breaks it up. David's on the puck. He passes it to Leo. Can't collect the pass. And Chesterfield comes in offsides. Just under the 5-minute mark here in the third and final frame. Chesterfield leading 5-2. David on the draw for Kirkwood. Chesterfield stopped there at the blue line. David on the puck, skating forward now. Makes a move to the wing, goes down. Chesterfield comes around behind their own goal, stolen by Jaden. Shot, centering, loose. And the goalie's laying on it, keeping it out. Keeping the lead at 5-2. Good rush there by David out of the neutral zone. Finding some space on the far wing. Willing the puck into the zone. But couldn't get it to go. Bryson taking the draw for Kirkwood. Sam winning the puck, shooting. It drops to the paint. And the goalie covers. Bryson again and wins it back to Bodie. Chesterfield breaking through. Blake coming back. And covered by Rory. So the referee in the offensive zone did not lift the arm, but behind the play, the official did call the penalty for Blake taking out the attacker. You can see Blake was doing whatever he could to try to shut down that breakaway from behind. They're gonna award a... When some of the crowd is anticipating a penalty shot here, there's a bit of a conversation. They are taking the puck to the face-off circle, so it should be just a normal penalty here. A minute and a half minor. It's Bodie in the box, not Blake. And that was clearly Blake on that play, but they've got Bodie in the box. No penalty shot. A minute and a half of power play for Chesterfield with 2 minutes left in the game. Leo on the loose puck, up the board, Sam. Now Will gets it out, up to Sam. Kirkwood skating in, short-handed here. Now Chesterfield comes away with it from behind their own goal. Leo holds the line and now switches it behind him. Will's gonna chase it down. Tried to get it back to Leo. Chesterfield coming forward on the power play. In offsides. Kirkwood getting a little bit of a rush there, short-handed. Still down by 3 goals here, 5-2. 40 seconds left of power play for Chesterfield. 1 minute and 9 seconds left on the game clock. Liam will take the draw for Kirkwood. He wins it back to Blake. He sends it off the boards to Aiden. He wins the puck through a defender. Liam can't get the handle on it. Here comes Chesterfield, 3-on-2. Shot, kick, save. Had to stretch out for that one. Blake digs it out of the corner. Now Gavin's there. Chesterfield sends it back behind the goal, winning the puck there, going down. Another tripping penalty against Kirkwood. So Kirkwood returns to full strength, but now Blake is going back into the box. Well, he didn't go into the box the first time, even though penalties seemed to be on him. It was Bodie serving the first penalty. Now Blake is in the box for the final 23 seconds of this game. Shot bouncing around, deflecting all the way to Rory's pads. David grabs it, sends it forward to Liam into the offensive zone, and that'll do it as Chesterfield gives Kirkwood its first loss in league play. Stars fall to 2-1. Chesterfield gets their third win of league play, improving to 3-2-1. So Kirkwood will remain behind the Falcons in the standings. This is only Kirkwood's third game of league competition in the regular season, so they have a lot of climbing to do with all the games in hand. They take their first loss here, and we'll get to look at St. Peter's second team for the first time this season tomorrow night. From St. Peter's, Recplex. Chesterfield really just gave Kirkwood a difficult time coming through the neutral zone, contesting everything. Every time Kirkwood wanted to exit their defensive zone, there were multiple white jerseys waiting for them in neutral ice. The big thing was that Kirkwood couldn't exit the zone cleanly. They were getting the puck over the blue line, but they weren't keeping it. They weren't possessing it as they exited. And so that gave Chesterfield all the chances in the world to retake the puck in the neutral zone and come right back into the zone. They dominated neutral ice today, so they dominated the game on the scoreboard as well, 5-2. Kirkwood had their chances, had their rushes, had a couple of bad bounces. David hit the bar and down, but not in the first period. Chesterfield, second period, hit that same bar. Puck went down as well, and theirs did find the back of the net. That's just how hockey goes sometimes, but even that wasn't the difference in this game as Chesterfield wins by 3 goals here. So can't blame that on a couple of bad bounces. It really was Chesterfield's just competitiveness through the entire game, contesting every puck. Never got much moment to breathe or room to skate for Kirkwood, as there were always white jerseys swarming, but certainly at neutral ice, but in both ends of the ice as well. So Kirkwood winning the first two matchups of the season against this Chesterfield team, 3-1 and 6-5. Chesterfield gets game 3 here, 5-2, and this one counts in the league standings. First one was just a preseason scrimmage. Second one was a very important, effectively a semifinal of the Veterans Cup with a spot in the championship on the line. Kirkwood won that one with a 4-goal effort in the third period to erase multiple 2-goal leads. This time they couldn't find the comeback juice they needed. Needed another 4 goals in the final frame to pull off a comeback here. Couldn't get those, only got the 1 in their comeback effort. So they give up their first defeat of league play and will try to rebound tomorrow night in St. Peter's as we say goodbye from Maryville University Hockey Center.